This plant is Hydrangea Macrophylla Lacecap, and it's we're used to Hydrangea Macrophylla or the mop top type hydrangeas, but these have more detail and are more subtle in the style of their flower. You can see that they're still very striking and can be quite large. You know, the size depends on the variety, and there's quite a few different varieties. Some of the main distinctions are that they can bloom on new growth or old growth, and they're hardy to around minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit. If you use the types that bloom on old growth or second year wood, then you need to use those in areas that don't freeze quite as hard, because if they freeze to the ground, the new growth is all you'll have and you won't get any flowers, or if you cut them back too far. So if you look at this flower type, the center flowers that are darker and smaller are fertile, and the perimeter flowers are sterile. That's kind of common to, and see how the bee just landed on the fertile ones in the middle. That's interesting. Hydrangea macrophyllas, I'm in California, in Northern California, and I find that they are very hard to establish the first year. That large leaf loses a lot of water through transpiration, through our dry air. And when you have that, at the end of every hot day, we find the first year these things are limp and wilted, as if they just can't suck enough water out of the ground. So if you're going to grow these in really dry climates, and you want to put them in shade for starters, but also you want to understand that the first year can be a little rough on these guys. That said, I have a number of different varieties, and once they're established, they're fine the second year on, but they do like moisture. This is definitely not a drought-tolerant type plant. And again, in our area, they like shade. I've seen these in milder areas, like coastally in California, where they're in full sun, and they can handle that as long as the air is damper and there's less demand on those big leaf surfaces. The different varieties, so most of you probably know that Hydrangea macrophylla, this pink color or blue color, is driven by the pH of the soil. Pink is typically a more alkaline soil, and blue is a more acidic soil, and you can do other research to tell you how to do that. I'm not going to get into that this time. So for me, the mop top versus the Lacecap, just a different look. And these are more subtle and they're different. You don't see these as often. And here you see a white variety with kind of a light blue center. A lot of different varieties. There is a website called hydrangeas.com, and they can give you more information on the different varieties. But I think that's what I can tell you about these. And nice, and size-wise, anywhere from kind of 4 by 4 feet up to, I've seen them 6-7 feet tall by 6-7 feet wide. So again, depending on variety, and when you research those, you can find more about that. And that's what I can tell you about Hydrangea Macrophylla Lacecap. A lot of different types you can see there. Really nice kind of soft pink one, very large shrub there. And here's Shooting Star here, I believe. Yeah, enjoy.